Hi, welcome to my channel, Amanda the Stitching Panda. Some of you may recognise me from my previous incarnation, as I am not entirely new to Flosstube, but this is a new channel. It's a channel about cross stitch. I don't know if I've just said that. Even though I've done this before, it is still quite nerve-wracking, and because it's been some time since I did a video. I do plan on doing a stitch with me as a kind of a get to know me thing, or a reacquaint myself with people who maybe recognise me from previous. But for this video, as you'll know from the title, this is a WIP parade. I figured it was a good way to start because people get to see the style of projects that I like to work on, and in a year's time, if I do another one, I can look and see how much progress I've gotten, because of course it will be oodles and oodles. Here's hoping. So it is Tuesday, June the 17th, 2025, and I think it's roughly around about, I haven't got a clock, 11:15, 11 o'clock in the morning ish. So I do have some notes that I am trying to get myself organised with. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, and they aren't going to stand up there, is I've got my WIPs in full coverage and non-full coverage WIPs, and I've got them in date order of when I started them. I will attempt to remember to give you all the relevant info regarding fabric, etc., but you know, with the full coverage, for the most part it is 18 count Ada that I'm stitching them on 2/1 full cross. There are a couple, is there maybe 3 or 4 maybe that are being stitched on 18 count, 20 count, sorry, and I think one of them is 2/1 and the others are 1/1 full cross. So with that, I've got some stats for my full coverage. I've got my notes, so I will be looking down at my notes. I have got some stats for the full coverage, but obviously not for the non-full coverage because they're not in Pattern Keeper. So shall we get started? I will have just a little sip of my council pop to start myself off. This is a gorgeous glass that I acquired. And it's lovely and heavy, and it's, as you can see, it's got pattern, and it's just lovely. And I thought water would be a good thing for today. So I have had something or other in the last couple of weeks. Cough, cold, flu, COVID, whatever it was. It wasn't nice, and I still have the remnants of an occasional cough. But, you know, I will try my best not to be coughing all the time, but my water's there just in case I do get a little bit. So let's get going, shall we? We'll start off with the full coverage because that is at the start of my box. I have a big box here. I'm not sure entirely how many WIPs I've got. It's nearly 40, I think. It's 30, 38, 39, maybe 40-ish. So, but let's get going. First up, I have got the mini teddy bear tree. Artwork is from Donna Gelsinger and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one was started in May 2018. I worked on this just literally over the weekend, the last few days, and I am currently at, where are we, 35.24%. I've stitched 27,804 stitches. This is being done on a 18 count Magic Guide, Easy Guide, whatever the one is with the red grid markings on them. And this is my progress so far. So just as an explanation of how I stitch my full coverages, the method that I've found easiest for me is a combination of Stitching Mommy's typewriter method, and I have a 2-column along on the page, so I'll pick the next symbol along in that column, 2-column thing, and work them all in all the way down, and then I go back to the top and pick the next symbol, because that has helped greatly in stopping the indecision of which one do I do next, I do try to, like, as you can probably see from this bit here, I do try to, like, finish my thread off if I can, unless it's a massive chunk, to try, in an attempt to kind of try and feather it and not get any grid lines, but I don't think I'm getting anything so far anyway. So, but yeah, that is, and I'm really pleased with how it's turning out, considering it's a mini, so, you know, up close and personal, the detail might not be as crisp, but nobody's going to be looking at it up close and personal, so other than me when I'm stitching it. And from a distance it looks good, so I'm happy with it. It's quite confetti, obviously, in amongst the tree, so the next time when I work on my 2-column, I think it's going to be quite a while. I think it works out at roughly, is it 1,500 to 2,000 stitches, depending on which charting company it is. Obviously it depends on the page sizes, so that makes a difference. So there's that one. Now I might as well I'll just keep doing it like this. My next one is my Westy and Robin snippet. This is from Charting Creations, and the artwork is from the McNeil studio. Now, this was started in September 2019, on September the 1st actually, because that was back in 2006, that was my gotcha day for getting my Westie, and sadly in 2019 we lost him. So this is my memorial piece to my Wooey, my boy. So this is also my focus till it's finished, because it was the next in line with the least amount of stitches on it, and I'm very pleased with the progress I'm making on this. See if I can hold it up. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I'm nearly at the end of the row, so I'm hoping to get there in the next couple of months, and then we'll start on the final. I think it's a row and a little bit, so I will just go to the bottom of the chart, because I think it's only something like two horizontals across. But for this one, I am at 58.80%, and I've done 46,380 stitches. So this is on a piece of 18 count that I am gridding myself 2/1, full cross. So, and I have no shame on the back. Backs of my projects, are they perfect? No. Do I care? Also no. Because it's my project and nobody's going to be looking at the back. So that's that one. And because that's a focus till it's finished, I'll put that to the side, because that won't go back into the box. That will just go back by my stitchy spot, which is just there behind me. This is my craft room, such as it is. I've got a tumble dryer in the corner, an old wardrobe here that gets used to store things like suits and summer clothes, that kind of thing. So Tom's funeral suit and you know, those kind of things that you're not using on a regular basis with any luck. So yeah, my craft room is a bit of a hodgepodge. It needs a lot of sorting out, a lot of tidying, but when all said and done, I've got stitching to do, so it kind of takes precedent, but I do try on occasion. Okay, next one is Sugar Plum Cottage. This was started in November 2019. It is from Charting Creations. Artwork is Susan Rios. And I just fell in love with the colours in this, the colour of that sky, and just, oh, love it. This one is, what is my stats for this? Where are we? It's the one thing I didn't do, was put them all in order. It's right at the top of the list and I didn't look. I'm at 7.81% on this, so I've done 12,032 stitches. This is again on an 18 count that I'm gridding myself. Now, when I started this, I was using Pattern Keeper, and I was just doing, I hope the light's not blowing this out too much, I was just going, you know, wherever, and then my tablet died, and I had to go through the pain of reinstalling it onto a new tablet and all the progress I'd made. And oh my word, trying to input this kind of stuff, nightmare, hence why I went to the 2 columns, because I knew that at least all I had to sort was the, you know, the last 2 columns I'd been working on if I hadn't finished them. So yeah, it did. That was kind of where that method came from ish for me, partly to stop the decision freeze thing that, I know there's a word for it but I can't think what it is, but yeah, I can't make a decision to save my life. So oh no, that's the wrong order, because that one goes in there. So the next one was started January, it was my new start, January 2020. And this is artwork from the Highlander movie poster. And it's my favourite movie. So I put that through the artwork thing through Pick to Pat. And I thought we'll see how we go with it. So far so good. I am at 12.70%. Again 18 count. Gridding myself as I go. And here is where we are at. So I think it's quite, yeah, I'm quite pleased so far with the detail. I am looking forward to getting down to the nicer bit and not just that skull thing, but you know, we'll get there. So that's that one. That is, I've done 11,147 stitches on that. So the next one on the list is Iridescent Fairy from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's not a very good size of picture. And this artwork is by Rachel Anderson. I am at 16.66% for this. I've done 12,630 stitches, and again 2 over 1 full cross on an 18 count that I am gridding. The colours are gorgeous. So, as you can see, we've got the top of the wing bit and the head. So I start top right. I don't know why, but I always go from, regardless to what, I'm a that way stitcher, right to left. I'm not quite sure how or why I started doing it that way. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Not many people do it that way, I don't think, but next one is, it's actually just called Cottage, but I call it Narnia Cottage because it's all snow and it's got one of these lampposts which just reminds me of Mr. Tumnus and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I loved that as a kid and I love those lampposts. I am slightly obsessed with them, so love it. So for this one, oh, and what's this? Charting Creations, and it's the McNeil Studio. So this one is where are we? At 10.19%, I've done 18,234 stitches. And it's 18 count, gridding it myself, covered in more cat fur than you can shake a stick at, because I have 2 cats. Norwegian Forest, who leaks fur like it's going out of fashion, and a ragdoll who also leaks fur but not quite as bad as Marley, bless him. So there we go, that is where I am at. You can probably see the fur flying. So yeah, that is coming along. It's quite a big one, this one. I have to put them back into the bags because the confusion and trying to get it reorganised would be a nightmare for me. Just a little breather. So next up, this Narnia Cottage, sorry, was started July 2020. The next one is from Artisy. It's the Bucletive Mall, which is that there at Glencoe in Scotland. It's it is my favourite place to go to. I love it. And this one is being stitched 1/1 full cross on 20 count. And I have got 12.17% complete, 7,231 stitches done so far. And here we are. So as you can see, there's a lot of sky, moody sky, and the start of the buckle just there. So 2/1 on 20 count. I'm pleased with the coverage and everything. You really have to be careful the length of thread that you use, because for some reason pulling thread through one strand through 20 count, for me, I tend to shred it, and I don't know why, because I wouldn't say I'm a particularly rough stitcher, but you know, so you use short lengths. So the next one, that was started October 2020, as was this one. I had quite a few new starts in October 2020. I had a lot of birthday starts, just because. And this one, again, is an Artisy one, and it is of Ellendon Castle. This is my favourite castle in Scotland. This features in Highlander, as does Glencoe, Bucletive Mall, and quite a few other places are dotted around Scotland. They filmed in various places for Highlander. So yeah. So that, again, this was a 2020, October 2020 start, 20 count, 1/1, sorry, grid it myself, and I've got lots of sky, but we are just about getting into the castle, coming in the next couple of blocks there. So I'm excited to see that. Another October 2020, and this one was Heaven and Earth Designs mini I Put a Spell on You, artwork by Selena Fennick, I think it is. This was like a Halloweeny start. This is an 18 count 2/1 full cross. I am at 8.06%. I've done 5,709 stitches. How cool. So pleased with that. We're heading into a big pumpkin head next, and we'll incorporate the top of a hat, I think, as we go across. As you can see, my project bags tend to be a mixture. There are nice project bags, and then there's just these pocket things, and there's a few I've made myself, but yeah, it all just depends. We are going to fall. Don't do that. Right, what have we got next? This is again October 2020. Another Heaven and Earth Designs mini Red Queen, Red Dragon, and the artwork is by Elena Lazareva. This is at 15%. I've got 11,501 stitches done on this. This is a 20 count 1/1 full cross, gridding myself as I go. So as you can see, it's the back of a head, and a lot of the background. Oh, it's so gorgeous, the colours. It's a bit of confettiness, but it's so lovely when you see it coming together. You just think, yeah, okay, it's worth it for the way it looks at the end. I don't mind a confetti. I wouldn't like to do all just block stitching, but at the same time, sometimes it can be a bit. It's nice to have a good mix, put it that way. So finally, we're out of October 2020, and we're now into January 2021. This was my new year, new start. It is Witch from Charting Creations, and the artwork is by Helga Helleborus. Now, I started this on 20 count 1/1, and I wasn't happy with it because the coverage, because it was such dark, I just didn't like the coverage. So I restarted it on 18 count 2/1, much happier with it, unfortunately I didn't check my sizing very well, so I've got to there, that's the, yeah, and it goes up across a little bit more, so I'm kind of missing the last slither down here, but I think it's gonna be okay. It has to be, because I've done quite a bit. Now I don't know if I'm gonna get all of this in or not. I have no clue what you're seeing. Oh yeah, just about. So yeah, I've got it looks a lot, but it's 23.44%, 53,107 stitches, so it is a lot, but because there's a lot of stitches in it, it doesn't sound good as good on the percentages. But this is a mix of block and confetti stitching, so I do enjoy stitching on that one. I mean, I enjoy stitching on all of my projects, so you know. Right, so next is, what's that? It's white, because that's not the next one, that's the last one, that's in that place. The next one is Mini Sunflower Cottage from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. This is an 18 count, 2/1 full cross, and I started this in May 2021. I think lots of people started this in 2021, me being one of them, because I just thought, oh, colour, look at the colour, and it is gorgeous. And it really is gorgeous colours. So there we go. Love how colourful this one is. I am at 24.09%, and I've done 13,577 stitches. And again, look at the back, because it really doesn't matter. There's neat bits, and then when you get to the confetti, there's non-neat bits. But it doesn't make a blind bit of difference to the front, in my opinion. So there we go. That's that one. Next one is, this is a, oh, I didn't start very many in 2021 at all. Rise of the Witches, January 2022, from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a story keep, and the artwork is by Lisa Parker. This is, I think this is the only one that is a 20 count that I did 2/1 full cross. Purely accidental, I completely forgot, but never mind. I'm loving how it's stitching up regardless. And I've got 13.12%, and I've done 7,874 stitches. Now, this piece is now a memorial piece, sadly, for our black cat that we had called Bentley. We lost him last year, just before Christmas. So that now is the piece that will always remind me of him. He was such a gorgeous little boy. So that was the only one that I started, only full coverage one I started in 2022. So we now jump forward to 2023 and October 2023. And this is, I call it Birthday Panda because it doesn't have a name. Oh no, Panda Portrait, but I called it my Birthday Panda. This is from the Country Creative Stitches from Etsy, I believe. I just fell in love with it when I seen it, so I had to start it. I'm stitching this on a piece of 18 count, I think it's cream Ada, and I'm gridding as I go, and I am at 2.87%. I've done 2,888 stitches. So it's not a lot, it's just lots of shades of green and a little bit of brown, but it will get there. This is in one of my favourite project bags. And this was gifted to me by a lovely lady who lives in Hawaii. She gifted this to me many, many years ago when I did Flosstubes before. And it's quilted and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. And on the inside, it's purple. And purple's my favourite colour. So absolutely love this one. It's my favourite. So it had to have my birthday panda in it. Right, where are we? There. So then, December 2023, I started this one. Completely different to anything I had started previously. It's a Country Creatives again, and it's called Birds and Roses. And I just love the colours and everything on it. It's just, oh, again, 18 count, stitching it 2/1. This is confetti for this one, and it's at 1.67%, so not much at all. Crikey, I'm really hoping that the colours are showing up better than it's looking from here. I mean, I've got all the light coming in. I was hoping that it would be enough, but maybe it's too much. And the back on this, oh my goodness, the back on this. Look at that jungle. But it's going to be so beautiful when it's done. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I think I've got another 3, 4 to show. This one is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's a crop of the Winter Fox. I fell in love with him. I love foxes. I am originally from Leicestershire, and Leicester City Football Club, our logo is the fox, Filbert Fox, and he's just I love him. And he's even got the right colour scarf on because we're blue. So this one, tiny start. This is 1/1 on a 20 count, gridding myself. And we're at 1.75%. I've got 1,102 stitches done. As you can see, I did my first column. So that's how I work with mine. I know it won't suit everybody, but I find it a good way for me personally to stitch, because I do get that, oh, what colour next, what colour next, what colour next, which is a nightmare. Next one, Stitching Jules Designs. It's a mini, a winter cottage. I love that whole thing of, I think they call it sonder. When you know when you're driving along or walking along, you don't have to be driving, but I've noticed it quite a lot when we've been travelling backwards and forwards down to Leicester and back and stuff, that when it gets to that twilight dusk kind of time and everybody's lights are going on, and it's that everybody's own little lives are carrying on and yours is at the same time, and you don't know what's going on in their little world, and I find it quite fascinating. So there you go. So that's what that reminded me of. And I've done a Stitching Jules before, and it was a monochromatic, the wolf. It's gorgeous. She does some beautiful charts. So this one is only tiny, look. That's the whole project. And I have got, where am I? 16.67% done. I've got 2,400 stitches done on it. So yeah. And because it's so tiny, I'm literally just going down and then down. So I will literally just all the way across till I'm done. And that's a 20 count, and it's a 1/1. That was started. Winter Fox, I don't know if I said, was January 24. Winter Cottage was September 24. This next one is Autumn Panda, because it was my birthday start for October last year, from the BDL XXX Stitch Emporium. There's some gorgeous charts there, and I desperately wanted to do more, but I thought, no, I've got to stick. So I just went, oh, okay, that one, Panda, it wins every time. This one is being stitched on a 20 count, grid myself, 1/1, full cross. I think I'm remembering pretty much. So there we go. Just background. I use the friction pens to do my gridding because they come out when you run the iron over them. I've had to do that in the past, so, and I've made a little boo-boo with my gridding. So what percentage did I say I was at for that? Did I tell you even? 1.86%, 1,620 stitches in on that one. Now this next one is a full coverage, technically speaking, but you'll see why I removed the background. Because I thought I'm just not. So this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's Mini Little Miss Delish and Sweet Treats Trixie, artwork by Hannah Lynn. So I thought we'll get rid of the background. I have a piece of Lakeside Needlecraft exclusive called Mystical Marble, and it's 16 count. I am gridding it. As you can see on this, I did make a boo-boo at one point with my gridding. And for this one, I decided I am going to complete the black. Because of me taking the background out, I wasn't confident enough, because as you can see, to start on where I would normally start to work over, which would be, yeah, here. I'm not confident enough to count, so I went from the middle and worked my way up, and then I started stitching from there. And I thought, you know what, I'll complete the black. So there we are, and look, you can see a bow in her hair and an eye and another one coming in here, and oh, but that's the fabric and I love it. I so enjoyed doing this. This was started in April this year, and that was just like a couple of stitchy sessions. Now this does mean that I went in and took out all of the background stitches, so I'm at 54.43%, but I'm not really, because the background was actually 39,624 stitches, so I have left 35,346 stitches to actually do once you've took off the background, and I don't know what the percentage for that would be. So yeah, that is my full coverage up to date. And I know that technically this one isn't, but to me it still is, because it was originally. So that's that. And oh my god, it's took me so long to do that bit. This will take forever to upload. Okay, the next might be quicker because there's slightly less of them, and I don't have stats or anything. So let's hopefully get this next bit done a bit quicker. Oh, this one, it's a full coverage, but it's a stamped full coverage. The picture's rubbish. I've done one stamped, and I think I've got another 2 or 3 waiting, but there you go. That actually looks so much better on camera than what it does when I look at it like that. It's really fuzzy, but then I do that and it's like, oh, there it is. So this one is for Tom, because who's my other half, because he loves donkeys and dogs. And these ones I stitch when I'm on holiday, or it's kind of like my travel piece. I take it with me places because it's easy. So there we go, and a colour complete with these, and that's the back. So you can see there is a lot done. So yeah, but that literally comes out. It gets a lot. It got a lot done in May because we were on holiday, so I took it with me, and that was what I stitched on. It was like a bit of a monogamous thing, but so that all got there because that's my travel piece, kind of, sort of thing. Right. Sorry for that. I've not tried to blow anyone's eardrums out. Right, let's just get going. So we are now on to the non-full coverage. This is from November 2019, and it is a gold collection petite from Dimensions. It's called Coffee Shop. And I am there. We are on the half stitch at the minute, I think. Yeah, I've got the half stitches left to do, and then the back stitch. I've done all the false crosses, so that's not really that far off from a finish. This one was started in May 2020. It's a Janlin kit. I'm using all the kit stuff. So it's called Bless This Mess, and I am at not really that far along, but we're there. And I do believe, yeah, because I've finished a lot in this area now, I'm going back and doing the back stitch because I don't want to do all the back stitch at the end. But it's really cute. I love the colours and everything on it. So next up from May 2020 is Mirabilia Garden Prelude. I'm using all the called for flosses and everything, but my fabric is Picture This Plus Earthen 16 count. And this is where we are. The dress. It's the fabric's actually a bit more pinkier than it's showing up there. Okay, next one is Mirabilia Santa, and this was another 2020 start, July. This is being done on a antique white 16 count Ada, I'm doing all the what's it before I do any beading. I got this off of eBay. The lady who had it before had just kitted it all up. It was just ready to go, so that was very handy. Next up is, this is 2x2 X art off of Etsy. It's a, what is it? Sampler number 82. I'm doing this 1/1 on a 20 count using Gentle Arts Island Blue. I've not decided fully yet what I'm doing going forward, but at the minute I am working on the framework. I'm just stitching up the frames, and it might be that I do each square different, or I don't know, or I just use a different one colour but different. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm just working on this bit and then we'll go from there. See how we go on. Then we have Midnight Brew, which was started October 2020. This is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I'm stitching this on 16 count Purple Rain from Jodrey Designs. I don't know if she is still doing fabric and threads, but there we go. Fairly getting on with this now. Next up is October 2020 again, and this is the Pandemic Sampler from Saucy Girl. I coffee dyed a piece of 20 count Ada, and I've picked out my own kind of things from my stash that hopefully will go okay. And this is where I'm at. These houses take some stitching. I'm not a sampler person, as you can probably tell from what you've seen so far, but this, I just don't know, it just really, I think I'll have a go at that. So, I'm keeping that out because I'm actually working on that a little bit at the minute for a couple of prompts that are in groups that I'm in, so I'll leave that out. We then have Winter Snowfall. This was December 2020. This is a Shannon Christine Designs. I am doing mine on a 14 count Pearl Grey, and as you can see I'm using a different colour to the blue. Mine's a purpley colour. Love the colours. Not done any of the beading yet because I'll do the beading at the end. The colours I'm using are DMC 32 and 30. So it's looking quite dull and dark outside at the moment. We've got some uncomfortable weather coming soon. Very hot. So this is fine. Next I started Summer Queen in June 2021. I've already stitched spring and autumn, and I have winter partly kitted, ready to go, and Noel, is it? The summery one, the winter one, Christmas one. Sorry, I think that's the right way up. This one is being done on a piece of XU Designs. Is it Flamingo? I think 16 count. Is it Pink Flamingo? It was very kindly gifted to me by Amanda Alba Stitcher. It's probably not the usual that you would, because it's stitched on white, but I just decided that I wanted mine on a colour, so that's what I'm doing. Oops, my box is falling again. Next up, April 2021. Northern Expression Needleworks Twisted Band Sampler cross stitch only version. This is being done with the DMC conversion, 1/1 on a 20 count. There we are. This is one of the ones that I have to be careful of the length of thread I use, because I shred it for some reason. Twisted. Oh, Saga. No, before Saga. Springtime Magic from Flossy Fox Shop. There it is. Cute. This I am stitching on a piece of 14 count Ada that I hand dyed myself, and there we are. So I was working on the dragon the last time. Okay, next is Saga from Long Dog Samplers. I dyed a piece of 20 count fabric, and I'm using one strand full cross of black, and yeah, it's a bit crazy pants fabric. It's very crazy pants fabric, to be fair, but I'm hoping that once, because it's a lot of black, that will kind of calm the crazy pants down. But that's where we're at, not very far in, but I've got that first little bit done. The cute little chickens. Next, I started this June last year, and this is Flea Market Flowers, and I'm stitching mine on a piece of, I think it's 14 count, it's either 14 or 16 count, navy blue Ada, and I am literally, just drop the project back, picking the colours. I changed all the colours, and I'm just going with a different colour palette. Well, it's not overly different. Some are, but some aren't. I just wasn't keen on the brown in it, and I didn't want to stitch, I wanted to stitch it on a different colour. So, and now I can't reach down to get it because I had an accident last year. I had a fall last year, like old lady, after work, and I broke my elbow, this one, and now I can't straighten my arm. Whereas that one goes like that, that one doesn't, that one stays like that. I can't, it literally just doesn't straighten, and I damaged my shoulder as well in the process, but yeah. So I struggle to stretch, and it's my right arm, it's the useful one, so I'm having to be a bit more careful with what I do, and I can't quite reach that now. Doesn't help them, I'm slightly fat, but you know. This one is Rivaris Cat. I won this off of a giveaway from Dawn at Frosty X Stitch, and I'm doing mine on a piece of, I think it's Spice, 14 count, picture this plus Spice. I've used Ecru for the words, the paw I did a pink, and for the cat I'm using a Jodrey Designs variegated. So that is that one. That was started June last year. This is another 2x2 X art or something. It's sampler 112. I felt that this was very Christmassy, so I decided I was going to use my own palette of threads. I'm likening these two. Sulky. I bought a massive amount of these off of eBay. They are art silk embroidery. They're from India, Karachi, I think it was. So I think these are used in, like, I don't know if they're used in saris or, you know, making art. Maybe it just, I don't know. But I decided I was going to use these. I've got a green, a red and a gold. Christmas colours. And I'm just making my decisions as I go. But what I have done is I've started it. I've got the whole of the border done in the gold. Then I've done that in a green, and then I've added in the red. So I literally am deciding as I go, which is quite difficult for me. But we're off and running with it. I've had the idea for a while, and it was like, right, no, we've got to get this started, because so that was started in November last year. This was started in December last year. This was started not that long before my elbow broke, or I broke my elbow. This is a Mill Hill holiday thing. It's called Angel Gathering. It's a button and bead kit. I've had this for so long. And I just thought, I've got to get started on it. And it was part of my starts last year. I think that's the way it goes. So I'm just using all the kit stuff. And then finally, well, not quite finally, but finally to this little pile is Soda Stitch. It's Pin Up Girls. This is a restart, because I did start this on Even Weave, but I am an Ada Stitcher now. And this is a piece that I dyed myself. I had a load of random pieces, so I dyed it myself, 14 count, and there you go. You can see her hair, her arm, leg, other leg, I think. So yeah, that was started just last month. I have two projects that this project is, I do one a month, and it's the, so I've done that and that. So I've done half, so that's next month's. So that's that one, and they're being done on little pieces of 18 count. This is the latest one, 18 count Ada. And the other project that is ongoing is I'm doing one a month. I've got two done so far, and it's a little Christmas stocking. It's got beads on it, and I'll be putting the names in there of the grandkids. So I've got two done, another 3 to go, and that's their Christmas ornament for this year, because I do them all a Christmas ornament each year. So when they are older and have their own trees and such like, they will have a selection of ornaments. So, oh my word, oh, I think I probably rattled through the second section there, but I did feel like I've gone on for ages. But however many projects that is, that's it. I have got a few planned for up and coming. I'm possibly going to be joining in on a Paul of Orn start along. I won't say sell, because I won't be stitching along. I'll start it and see where we go. That I think is happening on the 1st of July. and there's another one that I might be starting during the summer, along with Laura at Stitching by the Shore, because she showed a chart that she's got last Friday in her video, and it's like, oh, I've got that kit. I've had that kit for ages and I've not started it yet. It's a cotton and twine, and it's like, oh my god, I could do that. So yeah, I'm gonna be starting that. My birthday start, I think, this year is going to be Dressmaker's Daughter from Mirabilia. I do have the bead pack. I treated myself to the bead pack because that's massive, so nearly £50 for that, and the duplicate threads, but I need to decide on my fabric. I've also got a couple of full coverage that one I've got in my, I forgot the picture in my folder. It's not the best picture, but it's from Luthien Art, and it's called, what is it? Is it Potions Laboratory or something, I think? But there's lots of purples and all. So yeah, and there's another one that's really, it's the background's been taken away and it's just the main bit. So yeah, so there we go. I hope if you've managed to stick all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope that it was okay and that I've not waffled too much and I've not gone off on too much of a tangent. To be honest, I can't really remember, so memory is not great. So I'll leave it there. I think according to my stomach it's lunchtime, so I'm going to go and have some lunch and then get a bit of stitching done this afternoon before I go to work later on, and I'll maybe organise a stitch with me soon and get that uploaded as well. I don't know how long this is going to take to upload. Probably the best part of the rest of the day. If I remember correctly from how bad it used to be for me, I'll be, yeah, not be able to do very much else other than just let my phone do its thing. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe I'll get to speak to you again next time. So yeah, hope you have a good stitchy time and get lots of X's in, and I'll catch up with you again. Bye guys.